by Verizon on StarWars.com. The whole weekend is big. It's full of big news. For me, today is particularly big because we got to see the trailer for Star Wars Battlefront. And I'm joined on stage now by a few of the developers of Star Wars Battlefront. We've got Patrick Bach, we've got Lena Ingvarsdottir, we've got Nicholas. Oh, you guys are all you guys. You know what Scandinavian names do to people. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we got Nicholas and Craig McLeod. I can do McLeod.
There we go. We got one.
Oh, butchered that. Here we go. So let's talk about the announcement of the trailer and the panel today. Obviously, a very, very exciting moment for you guys. Some really amazing stuff in the trailer. Number one, we got a release date, yes?
Mm-hmm.
When is the game coming out?
It's coming out November 17th.
November 17th. We also got to see some of the locations, including Solus, which is a big deal.
Yes, that's pretty awesome. The team has done some amazing work on recreating that planet that hasn't really been brought to life, really. So together with Lucasfilm, we've been kind of pushing the bar on what could that be, and it's just amazing. I know we have some great stories on how we did that. So
yeah, we're basing Solus on actually my native country of Iceland, and we've gone there to capture the black lava and the red lava.
That's amazing.
And the clouds of steam, and we think it will be a very exciting environment for players to experience for the first time.
And that's got to be very cool working with Lucas on this sort of location that we don't know much about yet, and kind of working in tandem to figure out how that looks. That's got to be a kind of singular process. Has that ever happened for you guys before?
No, we never worked with an external IP like this before, and of course, the biggest one being Star Wars. So getting the chance to actually work together with the creators of the IP and add to the vision and the lore of what it could be, I think it's just been amazing. So we're super proud.
And for people who are not super familiar with Battlefront, can you just let us know a little bit of what the game's about?
Well, the game's about experiencing and creating your own Star Wars battle fantasies. That's the thing that we really want players to, be able to experience, dive into the universe and do their thing, and hop into their X-wing or shoot the E11 or wield the lightsaber, all that stuff.
Awesome. And this is going to be a game that you are going to play with massive teams, right? Like, this is a lot of people in one battle.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, we have our large-scale modes, such as Walker Assault, that we've just announced. This is 40 players, 20v20, and we really allow you to do absolutely everything, whether it's infantry combat, whether it's walker combat, or dogfighting in the sky with X-Wings versus TIE Fighters.
And this is the sort of thing with 20 people on a team, you were showing a lot of, you can kind of jump around, you can kind of figure out what you are best at on your team and kind of put yourself in a position that works. Isn't that right? Like, you can kind of do that sort of as you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we're really happy that we can announce that we have a partner system within our game, which is a great way for partnering up with a buddy. So you can spawn on that friend anytime you want to get right into the action, but what's even better is you can share unlocks with them. And so what this does is if you're new to Battlefront and your friend's been playing for a while, then you can get them up to speed and right into that action.
Very cool. And if you have played the Battlefront games before, like I love Battlefront and Battlefront 2, what's the same? What did you kind of take from that and go, this is what worked, this is what was great, and what did you add? What's going to be new for players?
I think it's important to note that the Battlefront games and their legacy has greatly inspired us, but that's also 2 generations of consoles ago.
Sure.
So as I said, we're inspired by them, but we're also looking at this, with a clean slate and starting afresh and putting our stamp on the series, and that's why it's Battlefront and not Battlefront 3.
Yeah, very cool. One of the things that I really loved, and we had Mitch Dyer from IGN on the stream earlier. The things that we really enjoy are the little details that happen during a battle in the Battlefront games. Things like droids that are freaking out because they got caught in crossfire and going back and forth in the environments. And it really looks like you guys are using the Frostbite engine to kind of add in a ton of those little environmental details.
Yeah, we're extremely, we've always been pushing technology at DICE, so that's one of our kind of pillars of what we want this to be. So what better universe to get this detail in than Star Wars. So of course we're pushing the limits of what we can do and the amount of immersion you can create with the Frostbite engine that we're using internally at DICE. Then of course with the talented team, adding all the knowledge and all their love for Star Wars on top of this, you know, it can't go wrong, right?
Absolutely. In addition to Solus, we have seen some other environments, and there are some environments that are going to be added as the game gets released. Can you talk about where we're going to go and where we're going to be?
Do you want to go for it? Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're super excited to announce that our first DLC pack is going to be free to everyone, and it's going to be the Battle of Jakku. And this is super exciting for us because this is the only way that you can play and experience that battle that helps to shape the landscape that you've seen in the Episode 7 trailer.
That's so great. And besides Jakku and Solus, any other locations that you can tell us about? Things that will be familiar or unfamiliar to people?
We'll be bringing we'll be bringing you to Hoth, we'll be bringing you to Tatooine, and of course to Enter, as well as Solus and Jakku. And what I think fans will be particularly interested in is that you'll see the locations that that remind you and bring you back into the movies. But we're also expanding on those, taking you to locations that you haven't seen on these planets, which I think is particularly interesting. And one of the things that we love about working on the game is that we get to do that.
And in the Battlefront games, there was always a moment where you're surprised because a character you recognize kind of comes into play. Is that kind of stuff going to happen in the new one? Are we going to see these sort of franchise characters appear?
Well, this speaks to what Lena mentioned before and what I said about creating your own fantasy slice. Because yes, you can be on Hoth, you can be on Tatooine and Endor, planets you know and recognize, but you can also create your own. Basically, we talked about you can jump in with Boba Fett on Hoth, which is previously something you can just, I can imagine it and play it, but now with Battlefront you can experience it and you can do it yourself.
Very cool. And you said that you were coming out, what is the date on it?
November 17th.
November 17th, and platforms, where are we going to be?
PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here on the stage. I'm really, really excited for Battlefront. We've got more coming up from Star Wars Celebration Live 2015, powered by Verizon on StarWars.com.